we go. Yeah. Warm-up set number 2. That 360 view.
Yeah, I said, if they not funny this year, I ain't going next year. Yeah, it's terrible. I just heard his radio pranks.
Alright everybody, welcome. Husky Boy Barbenders. Here we are. Got the deadlift coming up on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
The haters in the cut and they choose a. My man Chris is first. So what we were trying to do, he'd never lifted before.
This was his first.
This is his first time deadlifting actually.
Yeah.
What we were trying to do, or what I was trying to do, what we were trying to do is we were really trying to get him
acclimated
more than anything. Yeah, acclimated to the lift by getting him to do like really high reps, low weight, get him to just get his form right. I mean, I guess maybe his butt was a little bit too low, or he just wasn't used to the weight.
No,
He was shooting his what was happening is he was just shooting his hips up so high at first that he went straight into a stiff leg deadlift. And
unless you're Muhammad,
you're Muhammad, man who can deadlift 585 with no practice, you can't do that. Yeah. Exactly. It's not allowed in the weightlifting world.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I ain't having.
I was just gonna say, so like we said, we were just getting him acclimated. We were trying to work on his form, but honestly, he just needed to do
some deadlift,
the exercise.
Yeah. I mean,
and then the next week is really just better on working on form after that, because once you do an exercise and your body gets used to it, it becomes easier to actually teach form once you know the movement, once you know how it feels and things like that.
Yeah. So I mean, like what Thomas said, what we were trying to get him acclimated. I feel like it's almost a journey of self-discovery with a lot of weightlifting. I mean, you can tell someone what the basic form is, but a lot of different things come for different people. Like, if you watch someone like Johnny Candido lift, he doesn't really dip his hips too far down.
No,
I mean,
his hips are high compared
really high, not parallel to his shoulders, of course, but there's really high. But then if you were to watch someone, and his back is very straight, but then if you were to watch someone like Eric Lillibridge, it's like a crescent moon. It's like a complete curve in his back. His hips are a lot lower than his shoulders. I feel like it's just a journey of self-discovery to find what works for you,
what feels right,
what's
safe.
You have what's safe.
There's a dude I saw, Brandon Campbell. He can't arch his back on bench, so he just flat presses it. So he learned. So he's basically teaching himself how to keep from snapping his shoulders from. He just got to work on tightening certain muscles, making sure his form is straight.
Yeah, definitely. I actually didn't know that.
So explain what we're doing here. I think we were doing 4 sets of 5.
We were doing 4 sets of 5, consistent weight, not really going up or anything.
You got to tell them though, why'd you change from 10-8-6 on this?
So we changed from what we used to do on this is
destroy ourselves.
We used to do 10-8-6 and destroy ourselves and have just.
It was a hard ass week.
It was horrible. God. It would just ruin, literally, the deadlift coming up on a Tuesday would mess up the squat and bench coming up on Wednesday, and the power clean coming up on Thursday. So we said, we're just gonna cut that out. I mean, the deadlift is not. It's not meant to be in isolation. You can't isolate anything with a deadlift. So there's no point in having a hypertrophy style workout on the deadlift. So we switched it to more just really low reps, 5 max, not much volume, 4 sets of 5. I mean, we've been lifting for a while now, so we just have the energy for 4 sets of 5. That might be high volume for some people, but
It's a lot better than 10
Yeah, it's a lot better than some 10-8-6. Talking about some 24 reps.
And then honestly, it felt hella better. Like by the end of the week, we were more tired from doing bench and squat than we were from actually deadlifting. I can say that.
Yeah.
It really wasn't as taxing on our body.
Yeah.
So explain why you choose conventional over sumo. I know a lot of people are probably gonna ask questions about that. Why do you stick to conventional even though you're getting a heavier weight?
So I stick to conventional because I'm not a pussy. I mean, honestly, I feel like, not to knock anybody who does sumo, because it's not like I could do sumo and just pull 600 pounds like it's nothing. Because you still gotta do it.
It's still hard.
It's still hard. It's still work. But
if you have like if you can scratch your knees with your arms, the sumo like really gives you an advantage because your range of motion is minuscule compared to a conventional deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, deadlift is already hard enough for people who aren't orangutans. So, you know what I mean? You switch to sumo and then you shorten the range of motion, and I don't know, I just feel like it's the same reason we squat deep. I just have more respect for myself if I do it a certain way.
And you realize that competitors have more respect for you
too. They have more respect.
Because what did old dude tell you?
My last meet, I wasn't competing in it. I was just, seeing a friend who deadlifts sumo. But I'm not gonna knock his deadlift because he deadlifts like way more than I do. Yeah. But he was like, yeah. Do you deadlift conventional? Do you deadlift sumo? And I was like, yeah, I deadlift conventional. And he was like, good.
Oh man, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy because you'll think that what you're doing, you'll think that you won't know how many people respect what you're doing until you actually do it in like a competition or something like that, and people walk up to you and tell you. Speaking of people walking up to you, tell them about your first competition and the type of shit you had to listen to.
Okay, so my first competition, everybody knew I was a young guy because I didn't even know how to do any of the lifts. Like I understood. I didn't know what the rules were or anything. I didn't squat parallel. I didn't wear a belt when I squatted. I didn't do any of that stuff. So when I was deadlifting, squatted deep though, husky boy deep, all day, every day, squat going deep on a Monday, Wednesday. It doesn't matter what day it is.
All right,
so he told me, he was like, you know what, you're jerking way too hard on your deadlift, and I was like, and of course, I feel like my deadlift off the bottom is just really explosive. Or at least it used to be.
I would attest to that.
Yeah, it's just always been pretty explosive because I've always been a power cleaner first, or cleaner. Just I have a lot more explosive background from running track and doing power clean and things like that. So that type of stuff just transfers over to my deadlift. And he was telling me, you're jerking way too hard on your deadlift. You're gonna hurt your back. Don't deadlift like that. And I'm like, dude. And of course, as a young lifter, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, oh, and it just depressed me in the middle of a competition that someone who was way older than me was telling me, look at my lifter. Look at what my lifter is doing. And he showed me his lifter's lifting was so slow off the ground. He might as well have not even lifted it at all. But then, of course, my total was way higher than his lifter, so I completely disregarded what he said. Yeah, I didn't even listen to it anyway after that. And it's not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if you're doing something
and it works,
then don't. And you don't feel pain, you're not hurting, you're making consistent gains, then I think that's the main goal you need to focus on, rather than constantly listening to what other people say and having it not work for you.
Yep. Comment, like, and subscribe, bitches.
I didn't say that, but go ahead and do that. All right.
Don't let these haters knock it. Keep it G, don't keep them lanes around.